Well, there was I had a really fun reading with one of my clients,
Mm.
and she wanted to connect with her mother, and her mother came through, and her mother was just a hoot. I mean, we were having the greatest time just laughing, and I would repeat what I heard her mother saying, how her mother talked, and she would just laugh. She's like, yes, that's her, and this is exactly how.
Hi, this is Scott Ware with Radiance Multidimensional Media, which produces Radiance Magazine at over 600 locations in Southern California and online at radiancem.com. And this is Interviews on Xpnsion Network. And I have with me a very talented reader, intuitive, Michelle Martinez. Say hello.
Hi. Hi, Scott.
Thanks
Hi,
for,
everyone.
yeah, thanks for being here, Michelle. Thanks for doing the interview.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, you specialize in a couple things. You help people see their spirit guides. You help people see, well, any ascended masters that might be in their field, and deceased loved ones. Which do you get asked for the most?
It seems like there's a pretty even balance of questions about each one.
Hmm.
In particular, it seems like a lot of people just want a little bit more guidance from their guides.
Hmm.
There are, also as well, there's quite a few people that do want to hear from a deceased loved one. There's maybe it's not very many people that want to hear that, but it's not uncommon, of course, that for people to
Sure.
come to me for something like that, because they are looking for an answer to a question that was not answered when the person was here with them.
Right.
Or, they may just want to connect with them again, and, just talk with them and have that comfort and that love from them again, or reassurance that they haven't really completely left this person's life, because they don't ever really leave us completely. They're always kind of keeping a little eye on us.
Right. And we can access them. We can anytime we want to, we can communicate with them, right?
That's right. That's right. It's very easy to communicate, even if somebody doesn't have the ability to hear or see the spirit world or deceased loved ones. They do have ways of communicating with us. It may be a memory, maybe a picture will just show up, and that's their way of saying, hey, I'm here. Or a song will come on, and the song is saying something very similar to the way that that person would say something, or something that that person would say often. And that's just their little way of saying, hi, I'm here and I'm watching out for you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's always ways we can know that our deceased loved ones are with us.
Well, and those kind of synchronicities, I used to not give them a lot of weight, but I get it now because I'm creating my reality. I'm in charge, and the universe is working with me in all the ways, and it's talking to me. It's talking to you, talking to us, and why not? Why not? Especially if it's an upbeat, inspiring message. Why not take that song lyric and let it fill you and let it take you where you want to go? Right?
That's right. That's right. And that's exactly why they send the song through.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
They want
yeah.
to lift you up. They want to encourage you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or give you that a specific message. Yeah.
That's right. Yep. Exactly.
Now, you on your website, what is your website again?
It's middlewaymindfulness.com.
That's right. And one of the ways I know the middle way, the Buddhist path, to stay in the middle. Don't go too far this side or that side. Stay in the middle, and you can have that alignment with yourself. And I think it's great that I know that you do practice Tibetan Buddhism, which is wonderful because when you deliver messages as a medium, as a channeler, it's good to have a good context to bring that message through, as opposed to just spouting off different bits of information.
Mhm.
I imagine that's one of the good reasons that you utilize Buddhism.
Yeah. It definitely, Buddhism has had a huge influence on my development spiritually, my grounding, my balance, and it has also helped me to bring my gift through to me more. It's helped me to accept my gift. When I was small, I've been gifted ever since I was little, and I didn't understand it very much when I was little. I was very
Mm.
scared of it. So when I started practicing Tibetan Buddhism, I started getting heavily into meditation. I would meditate, I'd get up at 4 a.m. every morning, meditate for an hour to an hour and a half every morning. And my gifts started to develop, and I started having deities and goddesses coming through to me, angels,
Wow.
and also deceased loved ones, which surprised me one day at lunch. And so it
Mm.
started to help me to develop my gift more and accept it. And so then that led to a really interesting path in my practice
Hmm.
in Buddhism, because they were not only communicating with me, but they were teaching me, they were guiding me to learning tools and things like this nature. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, they've been Tibetan Buddhism and the spirit world has been a big influence on me, and has a lot to do with where I am today and what I'm doing now. Hmm.
Okay. So it's interesting. You had some abilities from childhood, but then Buddhism actually enhanced them and gave you a better way, or a way to deliver the information that was the middle way, that was responsible, with some how do I say, with some discipline, I guess.
Right, right. Yeah, the middleweight definitely. The reason why I chose middleweight as part of the name of my business was because, of course, the middle way is the Eightfold Path, which is the entire practice of Buddhism.
Right.
And yeah, and it was interesting because I received a really interesting vision in meditation when I first started my practice. And a lot of my teachers from past lifetimes will come through to me.
Hmm.
And he was teaching me, he said, imagine yourself on a teeter totter. And what is that part that balances that teeter totter? It's the middle, you
Right.
know? So I said, oh, and so I started to understand, okay, the middle, it's balance. It's always, looking straight ahead. That was another lesson I had in meditation. One of my teachers came through and said, don't look side to side, look straight ahead. That's the middle way, because when you look to this one side or another, you're getting distracted. You're pulling more to the right or the left.
Hmm.
So when you see yourself doing that, get back on the path, which is the middle way. So that was a big reason why I wanted to choose middle way as part of my name of my business.
And what's interesting is at middlewaymindfulness.com, you have a particular package that, one of the things that interests me about it is that you help deliver a mantra to the person that's customized for them as a part of the reading, and something else. Isn't that right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the package will definitely consist of a mantra that will suit the client's personal needs.
Hmm.
What I like to start off with the package is it's a course. It's four 30-minute sessions. And what I like to do is offer a reading first. This way I can get into the person's energy field. I
Right.
can see what their needs are, and be able to discern exactly where they are at.
Okay.
So then that leads into the type of mantra that they will need so they can benefit from it. And what I like also too about this package is it does give clients the ability to take control of their own spiritual path. And people really like that. They're looking for a way to develop, a way to have peace, a way to solve problems.
Right.
And this really helps the client to be able to take a practice of, whatever it is eventually, and do it themselves. And that's what it gives them, empowerment. So that's what I really like, because I want, I will let the person chant the mantra. I always tell someone, of course, memorize it,
Right.
and then, close your eyes. And then when you're chanting it, and then give yourself, I always tell my client, give yourself the 40-day challenge. Do it every day for 40 days. And then just mark down every single day what happens. And at the end of 40 days, they can look back and say, oh, wow, okay, this developed or that happened. And it's usually really surprising. It's usually a nice positive outcome that somebody didn't expect. So yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, and that's the thing. I've known people who have had ability since childhood, like you, and I've known very talented healers and readers who just developed it in the last 5 or 7 years or so, just with practice.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
do you teach classes as well, or do you walk people through that kind of a process?
I don't teach classes. I really actually like to do personalized one-on-one
Sure.
teachings and guidance for people.
Right.
For me, I feel that has a little bit more power to it
Of course.
than a whole class. Some people are so great at teaching a group of people. That may come along, eventually, but right now, that's really not my focus.
Yeah.
It's more one-on-one and individual, and helping each individual client as I go along.
Okay. In your ad in Radiance Magazine, you mentioned about the importance of tuning into your inner guidance, and that it's always your goal to teach clients how to understand and gain perspective around the energies influencing their lives. You seek to empower them in establishing and benefiting from their own connection to spirit and their ability to perceive inner divine guidance and comfort. Can you speak more to that?
Yes, definitely. It's really a lot of what I was just talking about. It's basically everybody has the ability to tap into their own inner guidance. They just don't know really how to do this.
Right.
It's something, it's a gift that everybody has. It's just a matter of developing it and trusting that they can follow their own inner guidance. Everybody has their own internal compass and their own intuition. So what I like to do is help people to develop a better awareness of their intuition and to follow their thoughts and their heart. And, for example, something as simple as, oh, this just didn't feel quite right. I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
It's those types of things, where people, when they develop their inner guidance and their own inner compass, they're able to navigate themselves through life much easier than if they are not developing that gift that all of us have.
Can you give us a couple tips on how to develop our inner guidance to hear it and acknowledge it and follow it? Mostly to hear it, I would think.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd really like to do that, because, everybody always has that little bit of a cue come in. It may be just a slight little thought in the back of the head. I don't know about this, but then we easily ignore it because sometimes there's something that we want to obtain ourselves, or we think that this is the right thing, or we want it to be the right thing. So it's really a matter of developing, hearing that small, little tiny inner voice that's saying no and acknowledging it. That's the secret, is acknowledging it. We hear it, but we don't acknowledge it. So yeah, that's a big part of it.
So it could be a no or a yes.
Exactly. That's exactly right. That's what it's very easy to discern a very simple yes or a very simple no. But we have to acknowledge the message or the feeling that we already have. Yeah.
So that's interesting. I think maybe women are more tuned into their feelings than men. Do you have to work with men a little more on that?
I don't think so. I think that men are very in tune to their inner guidance and their inner knowing. Definitely. They just, I think when they're one-on-one with someone, they feel more comfortable in being able to develop that skill. Sure. Rather than whether they're with the guys, you know. Right. But I do believe that men, yeah, definitely, I think they want to be able to do that because they always do have to put this front on that they're one of the guys, you know, we're going to drink the beer and die, you know, this kind of thing. So yeah, I don't think it's harder with men. I think, yeah, I think it's just as easy.
Well, and I know there's the part about tuning into your inner guidance, but also the languages of emotions, and learning that is sort of the vehicle, the frequency of which the information is being delivered, and to be open to that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes, yeah. You're absolutely right. 100%. Yes, emotions do play a big role in developing inner guidance. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
What kind of people, because I know that you can do remote healing. In fact, you do a lot of remote healing, remote readings, intuitive readings, psychic readings. Is it mostly like that or in person? I imagine, right, these days, of course, it's mostly online, and there's no issues with connecting, right?
Right. There's no issues at all. For me, it's very easy for me to pick up on an energy field of someone, no matter where they are. I think it's easy for me because I've always been like this. You know, I can have a relative that lives all the way across the country, and if something's wrong, I'll know. So it's basically, you know, I just apply that same concept, you know, when I'm giving someone a reading remotely. It's just very easy for me. I do ask for just a few things up front from a client when I'm providing a remote reading, and that would be their full name and their birth date. Because what I like to do is I use a method called psychopathy, where I hold on to an item that belongs to the client. Okay. And since I can't do that remotely, if I have their information, I have my own crystal, I write down their information, I put the crystal on it, and then I can hold it. And then I start receiving their information, because the vibration of their name and their birth date, you know, and numbers, it all starts to come through. So, so that really is a useful tool for me to use when I'm doing a remote reading or healing for someone. Yeah.
What has surprised you the most about, like, recently in the last few months, of who you've brought through? What, any interesting moments that you can share?
Oh gosh. You mean in meditation or with a client? Or
with a client in a reading? Was there just a lightning bolt that came through? Or,
well, you know, there was I had a really fun reading with one of my clients, and she wanted to connect with her mother, and her mother came through, and her mother was just a hoot. I mean, we were having the greatest time, just laughing, and I would repeat what I heard her mother saying, how her mother talked, and she would just laugh. She's like, yes, that's her, and this is exactly how she was. And it was really fun because at first my client came in and she was crying because she wanted to make this connection. And there were some answers that she was seeking that was really important.
Sure.
And so it was so great when her mother started to come through like that, because it cheered her up. It made her feel comforted. It made her laugh. Certain things that she probably wouldn't have laughed at when her mother was here, but it was just made her feel good to hear this funny lady that came through. She was great. It was really fun.
And sometimes I imagine it's not necessarily a specific message that comes through, but it's the feeling of that person.
That's right.
And to be able to connect and maybe say something or just have that emotional connection.
Yes, it's really true. That is so true, because
That's healing.
It's very healing. It really is. Because I did have it, I always see what the person's characteristics were, like maybe a nice smile, or how tall they are, or what color hair they have, or this kind of thing. That's the kind of visions I get. I see it visually.
Okay.
So yes, you're absolutely right. It does comfort them. It's like, oh yes, I do remember that beautiful smile that he or she had. I do remember that laugh, and it's very comforting to the client.
What kind of people come to you? What or who should be matched up with you? Who, what should be going on in someone's life where they say, I'm going to seek out Michelle Martinez of Middleweight Mindfulness?
Well, I would say, anybody that's looking for answers about their present day life or their future. There's a lot of people that, they look for answers about, should I move to another state? Should I buy this house? If so, when should I buy the house? So what I'm very good at is timelines, and being able to tell people, if a client says, should I start this business? I can say, don't do anything until a certain amount of time, until the month of April. Don't do anything, because you need to see how things are going to develop up until that time. And so these are the kinds of things that I am able to do. I can time reference. I can say, that piece of property, is this piece of property that I'm buying going to be of value? I can tell them yes or no. And I can also let them know it will be valuable in 2 years, or it will be more valuable in 3 years, or, it's that type of guidance that I can provide for someone.
Now, you're located in Sedona, which is known for being a very spiritual place. The energy of the place is off the charts, portals, beauty, nature's beauty there. Are you drawing on that power at all?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the energies in Sedona are pretty intense. So I definitely have grown from being in Sedona. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to be here. And I have grown quite a bit. I've learned so much. I can really honestly say that I think that there are some karmic things that I've been able to overcome being here because of the energy and just the beauty itself. I mean, you can just go, it's just breathtaking, and it never ceases to amaze me. The rocks never look the same here in Sedona. Because isn't it amazing?
The shadows moving, yeah.
Yes, and I love that, because they speak to you. That's how I can hear them. There's different casts of light, and you'll see different gods and goddesses in those different casts of light. Or it'll just tell you a story as the light moves. And it's a really wonderful, powerful place to be. Yeah.
That's one of the aspects of Sedona you don't hear as much about, but it's true. And I remember I was hiking once, and I took off my glasses to rest, maybe wipe my face. And then I went back to get them, and I couldn't find them. And I hadn't left I was pretty close to them, but the shadows had moved so much, I was lost. I
Right.
could, it was very interesting. And it just
Hmm.
so happens the next day, I was on another trail and I found a pair of glasses. Now they weren't an exact fit for the prescription that I have, but that was pretty funny. I even did kind of a funny post on it. That was interesting. It's like Sedona took and gave back. Anyway, thought that was very
Yeah.
interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I believe it. Yeah.
yeah, it's a special place for sure.
It really is. Things like that happen here all the time.
Yeah,
It's, yeah, just these unexplainable things, but yeah, Sedona is very good to people, but it's very important that people respect the beauty and the meaning of Sedona.
sure.
There are a lot of spirits that are here, and I always, I check in with them, and I call Sedona the Great Land, and I say, Great Land, do you still want me to be here? And they'll answer, yes, we want you to be here. And so to me, it's just respect. I want to be able to develop a good relationship with the spirits of this land because they are very powerful and they deserve to be respected. So that's really important, I think, for everyone to understand when they come to Sedona. Yeah.
Now you started as a child receiving the messages and having these connections. What advice would you give to parents of children who are going through the same thing, or anyone of any age watching this and they have some abilities they don't know what to do with? What would you recommend to them?
I would say, first off, believe them and be supportive.
Mm,
If a parent sees that their child has abilities, their child has a, a make believe friend that they talk to all the time.
right.
That's actually a spirit friend, a
Sure.
spirit guide. So I would say definitely take the child seriously, which a lot of people do, and
Yep.
they will help their child along the pathway. I think the most important thing that a parent can do is to teach their child to not be afraid of what it is that they are experiencing.
Right.
Because it is kind of scary to a kid, when you see spirits or hear things and you don't really understand, fully what is going on.
Right.
So, yeah, I think the most important thing that a parent can do is, one, be supportive and, listen to them and guide them and help them to not fear what it is that the child is experiencing,
And
because these
first,
are very special children.
exactly. And more being born all the time. And these
Yeah,
parents need to take care of their own fear first,
that's
which
right.
be helpful.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So you have a 15% off special for first timers, isn't that right?
That's right. That's right. If they are coming to me for a reading for the first time, I give them a complimentary 15% off of their reading, and that would be a 30-minute reading or more. So it's a welcome gift.
Okay.
Yeah.
In closing, what would you like to share with people? Um, what would you like to leave people with?
Well, I would like to leave people with a message that I always get, and that's to keep the faith, no matter what it is you're going through.
Mhm.
Uh, our our guides are always with us, and keep the faith, keep going. Know that no matter what happens, it's all to learn and to strengthen our soul and enrich our lives, and to build happiness in our lives, and just keep the faith. No matter what, you're never alone.
Never alone, no matter how hard it gets. It's just a phase you're passing through.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's always a good reminder because we all step into it sometimes and take dips in our vibrations and whatnot.
right.
Um, okay, and also, um, as far as people in their inner guidance that you encourage them, what bits of advice or bit of advice do you have on that?
To encourage them to develop their inner guidance,
Mhm.
I would say, yeah, to encourage them, I would just say, um, know that you can do it. Believe in yourself.
And those
Um,
voices you're hearing are real. Those,
uh,
or maybe not voices, but nudges, right?
Nudges, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yes.
And the nudges can look and sound. It could be, like you say, lyrics on in a song, or overheard conversation, or just anything that comes in your field. We tend to just discount it because with these monkey minds of ours, you know, so much is going through,
Hmm.
you know, that we need to calm. So, and I'm sure you are a big proponent of meditation to
Yeah,
help calm the mind.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, meditation definitely helps, and that is one of the things I offer in my package is a meditation technique to help people to balance and to start to. It does help people to tune into themselves and be able to identify where little areas within themselves that they need to work on, and also just being aware of what areas, what chakra needs to be cleared and balanced. So yeah, meditation is definitely the key. It's I can't uh I can't emphasize it enough. I mean, meditation is the most important thing that anyone can do to develop themselves and to help to build their inner guidance. I mean, even if it's just 5-10 minutes a day to get started, just lay down and
Yeah.
just rest and let everything go, until you can get into, a practice, of
Yeah.
doing it on a regular basis where it feels comfortable. But yes, meditation is key for sure.
For those things, for getting in touch with your spirit guides, but also just for navigating your day with grace and ease.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. It does. It's like a reset. It gets your
Well,
mind in the right place. You get grounded, and it helps you to have definitely a better day. It's a great start to the day. So yes, absolutely.
it's a great start, it's a great middle, it's a great end of the day too, anytime.
Right. Right.
Right. Well, if you would like to get a reading from Michelle Martinez of Middleweight Mindfulness, go to middleweightmindfulness.com and check out the different offerings. Michelle, thanks for doing this interview and inspiring us with ways to get in touch with our guides ourselves. But I can see it would be beneficial also to reach out to you and connect even more with our guides. And I'm sure people will enjoy doing that with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Scott.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching. This was Interviews on Xpnsion Network. I'm Scott Ware with Radiance Magazine. Have a good day. Anywhere, Instagram, anywhere you want.
Okay. Oh, that's so great. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Good.